This is a Bulldog Radio podcast.
The Ferris State Bulldogs have upset the nation's #2 ranked team. Wide open! Taylor is going to take this one to the house! Touchdown Bulldogs!
It's the MVSP Season 4, Episode 1, a new beginnings, new humble start to the semester, Brandon. We're back. It's been a long time coming, a little bit of a summer hiatus as we had a little bit of busy schedules with our internships, but we're back.
We are back.
We're ready.
Oh my gracious.
It
Are
is
you
good.
as pumped as I am after that intro tag?
Dude,
I'm getting chills.
Who made
down
that,
my
by the way?
spine.
Mr. Brandon Worth.
Man, we were splicing
clean.
it up. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to put that together for you guys. And also shout out to Rob Bentley and Harrison Watt for giving us the beautiful calls to use in this tag. They're a big supporter of the show. And we appreciate them. We learn a lot from those guys. They really are
great bosses.
Awesome.
Great bosses.
They are awesome. So if you're new to the show, this is Ferris State Sports Central. This is all the inside information, all the in-depth analysis for all the sports on campus. And we're getting even more now, apparently, like lacrosse team's coming back.
We got a lacrosse team?
We have a lacrosse team, right? They
When's
started
that
off
happening?
last year, and I just found out they're having tryouts coming up. So
Like an actual sanction one or like a club team?
well, it's a club team like that, and they have club baseball now. Like, we got a whole bunch of sports that are
dang.
being added on, and it's going to be fun. But obviously, we'll cover all the NCAA sanctioned ones for sure. Especially excited for all the seasons coming up because it's hype around campus, baby. Everybody's
ready.
back. Classes are back.
We got classes. We got new jerseys for football.
Yep.
We got football coming on Thursday.
Yep.
We got a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. That's just,
We got a new building on campus.
yeah, we do.
Pending. Whenever
Well,
that
yeah.
comes
That
in.
one might take a little while, but
that's probably not going to happen.
the
where
cap
we're
is
here, but
almost done. Can
That
you
is true.
believe it? It's almost done. I hear rumors November is the official grand opening. All the construction no longer, but we'll have to wait and see now.
Hopefully it'll be pretty soon. Would love to get in there.
Yeah, volleyball can play their matches in there for the first time. I mean, that's going to be pretty sweet. So
Be pretty cool. But
yeah.
Brandon, I think we should let the people know where we were for the summer.
yes, before we get into the sports report previewing all the fall sports coming up this year, me and Joe were gone this summer, and we are so sorry we couldn't get you out the content.
Happens.
It happens. We were very
Happens.
busy over the summer with some intense internships, and
Stuff happens.
Joe Nagy was in the great state of Florida
Way
for
too hot.
4 months.
Way too hot.
Way too hot.
Way too hot. I
Yeah,
was not prepared for that.
but almost a scratch golfer now.
That is true. I am pretty good at golf now.
Yes.
That's the big thing about it. I was able to golf a lot. I worked for Hurricane Junior Golf Tour down in Orlando. Don't ever live in Orlando if you have a choice. That place, terrible drivers, terrible traffic. You have Disney right there. Disney's way too expensive to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, way too expensive down there. Would be great for you to visit, like for 4 or 5 days at a time.
Yeah, like
Don't
everybody
ever
does
go
spring
down.
break in March.
Don't ever live there. Not worth it.
Nah, you gotta
Way
live.
too hot.
You gotta
Way too
live
many
in like
people.
Kissimmee or something, like a
Yeah.
town just over. So then
It's
you're
like
not
way-
in Orlando,
the weird
but
thing
you're
about
near
Orlando too is like it's like spread out super far. Like the population's not a crazy big city comparatively to like big cities like New York or Chicago or something like that. But since it's so spread out and just like spread out throughout from Kissimmee to Orlando, it's like butting up right next to each other. And Orlando spreads out probably a good like 10 miles or something.
Oh yeah,
it's like ridiculous.
huge. Did you meet Goofy?
No, I didn't even go to Disney.
You never went to Disney.
Bro, I couldn't afford the $200-some ticket or however much it is to get in
That's
there.
true. I figured like you and the staff would have taken a trip over there because you guys had a lot of people, right?
Yeah, we had like 16 interns, 17.
Wow.
At least for the Orlando teams, they had interns all over the country running
Jeez.
tournaments and stuff.
That's cool.
I was lucky. I was the office guy. I made graphics. I did online marketing and stuff like that. So.
Graphics. You made banger graphics, my
Hey,
friend. I
wasn't
saw
gonna-
some
I
of
wasn't going to
those.
say it myself. I wasn't going to say it
Don't let
myself.
Mr. Humble
but
Man fool you. This guy was making fire. Absolute.
Maybe that'll be coming to
beautiful.
the MVSP Instagram as well. We will.
Ooh.
Maybe a little teaser.
Oh,
little
man.
teaser coming up. But Brandon, why don't you share with them? You stay a little bit closer to home in
I
the
did.
beautiful town of Big Rapids.
I stayed in the B
Big
Raps,
Rapids.
so
You'll love it here.
I honestly fulfilled like a dream checklist of one of the things I'd
did a
always
lot of
wanted
cool
to do.
stuff.
Yeah, was actually working at the radio station, WBRN, Big Country, Rewind, and Y102, all under the roof of Mentor Partners Incorporated. It was so fun. I really am so grateful and so thankful for all the people I got to work with.
Shout out.
It was so fun being able to write news, being able to do newscasts in the afternoon. So if you listen to WBRN, you might have heard my voice in the afternoon some days. So, and even in the mornings too. I got some on-air spots as well. So made a podcast for them covering the local high school sports for the summer. I'm hoping to maybe keep that going.
Pretty cool podcast, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty clean.
Oh, yeah. Very informational, right to the point on all the teams, highlighting all the good players and all the results. It was really cool. Got to do some broadcasting, still am. You'll hear me probably calling Chip Hills football for portions of this season as well. Got to do Big Rapids soccer on their postseason run to the regional round. So it's super fun. I really enjoyed all the experience. Got to check off a bunch of things on my bucket list, meet some great people. And, I mean, it was certainly just an absolute beautiful experience. I really couldn't ask for more out of the internship because I got to do so much creative work that I could actually take my own spin of, hey, I'll have these great discussions with my directors saying like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I know you want this, this, and this. I want to see if I can incorporate this and maybe add this. And they're like, oh yeah, let's do it. And it was just so cool to get that collaboration and learn a lot of things like how to do board opping, how to actually do an on-air radio broadcast was something I was like, I'm going to have to learn it. And I really want to learn it soon so I can get some reels together and get some experience because, me and Joe might be on the air soon.
Whoa. Save that for later. Save that for later.
Save that for later. Yeah, we'll have to save that for later. One day we'll definitely be on the air together. But those things, getting the practicality of learning all of those things that I want to check off my bucket list with the creativity to make banger content. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, it was a successful, useful, and great summer for both of us. But I think that's enough about us. We should probably hop into the Ferris State Sports Report.
Let's go.
The first one of 2022. We'll hop onto the Gridiron. Football's coming up this Thursday against Central Washington. If you remember 2 years ago, our freshman year, I believe, we played them in Washington.
Yes.
Pretty much a slaughter. They're going to be coming to town, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. We're going to be repping the blackout jerseys.
Woo!
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if we'll be able to find the video clip of it. I can't remember what episode it is in, but I said Ferris State needs blackout jerseys.
I think we said that multiple times.
We said that multiple times. I don't know if we'll be able to find the video clip, so if we can't find it, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I've said it. I know I have. But they are clean.
They are so clean. Blackout, rock the top, Thursday, 7:30. Be there. It's going to be a banger.
Dude,
I've already gotten.
It's going to be so sick. I can't
my gosh.
wait. The one thing is we got to play good in them if we want to see again. Because
Yes,
Coach TA is not going to let him.
Oh, no.
He won't let him wear them if we play bad.
No. It's got to be good. But I got a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing up in the booth as far as script-wise. There's a lot of fun stuff planned for the game.
It's a lot of cool changes, too, coming.
There's
a lot of cool stuff.
There's a lot of change coming to campus. And it seems like this year, especially with the absolute enormous amount of students it feels like we have because the first time it's really felt normal.
It feels like freshman move-in weekend.
Yeah, it does.
That many people.
It's so weird. And I mean, especially for me and Joe off campus, we're kind of in our own spots, and then we come back on campus, and then we're like, whoa, there's people everywhere. What's going on?
There's full parking lots again. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But I'm really excited for this football game, especially seeing the new look that we're going to have. We graduated almost everybody on our offensive line from last year. We had the best offensive line. We had a good backup, so I'm interested for that. As well as our offense, we're not going to have Jared Bernhardt again. Malik's probably going to be stepping up into that starting spot. It's going to be interesting. I think we're going to be switching to more of a pass-first offense rather than run, seeing as our running back room on the roster is looking a little bit light. But what do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, and that's, I think, the biggest two things you're looking at in this season, because defensively, we're just reloading. That defense, oh my gracious, we're just adding the fuel to the fire on that defensive side. We lost a couple of guys, but we're bringing in a huge load of talent back for this year. So, I would agree with you. Offensive line is probably the number one concern because we have the 11 guys that have left that were seniors last year. The leadership obviously was huge on that offensive line and made us so good. Especially running the football. So that's probably one I'm looking in. I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing what we can see a lot from these guys. I mean, we still got some veterans going to be up there. Sealer will be back. Maroof Hamad will be back. So we'll have a couple guys in there that will be able to lead the charge up front. And the running backs, I mean, we don't have Tyler Minor. We don't have Jeremy Burrell. Or we don't have Carson Clark on the roster. So that's going to be a little bit of a change, but we got some studs that will be coming in. I think Adrian Petty is going to be the guy maybe at the top of the depth chart? I'm not totally sure because they've been switching out quite a bit, but I believe a name also to watch is Zamir Lundy-Knighton as well, redshirt freshman from Florida, will probably be in the mix as well. So I'm really interested to see as far as the run scheme, because obviously passing, we're going to have Marcus Taylor back, CJ Jefferson, Tyrese Hunt-Thompson, X-Man Xavier Wade's going to be back, and we're going to have even Brady Rose is going to be the slot man, who is going to came in as a quarterback, a defensive back combo. He's going to be playing the slot. So that's going to be super fun to see how he does. And then we got a lot of guys that really don't get enough credit as they should for where they are on the depth chart. Like Desmond Libertus, I would love to see him get some more time as well. Brandon Childress is in that conversation as well. So there's a lot of other great players that are going to get some playing time this year, and I'm super excited. I mean, offensively, it's going to be a new look. Still going to be a lot of firepower. I'm sure Coach Anise and Steve are going to put together a great game plan offensively. The defense, Coach Hodges' crew is going to be ready to absolute rip once again. And then we do have some new guys on special teams as well. Got a couple kickers coming in and punters, so we'll see how that goes, because obviously Sy kind of took over that role halfway through last year. But Quentin Beck is back, so I'm assuming he'll probably get the first nod when it comes to the punt unit and kick team. So, but it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun to have football back, rock the top. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time since we've had like the actual like full experience at Top Taggart in a while, because before, I mean, we did have, I mean, last year was kind of the same, but it still wasn't like the amount of people that we were used to, at least the first time when we played Findlay a few years ago, and like that was like the last time that we actually had a real opening weekend to it. But this one I think is going to be rocking. I think the tailgates are going to be popping. I think the whole town is just going to be ready to roll, especially just seeing how excited everybody is for it. I mean, I don't know how many Instagram stories I've seen with blackout the top already.
Oh yeah,
because that's going to be insane. But Central Washington last year, they're not going to be a super easy team to beat. Seeing that last year they were 8-3 overall, they're
a good team.
They made the playoffs last year. They had to play Northwest Missouri State in the first round, so they got knocked out. It was a tough look since we had to meet them in the Super Regional Final, right? Or was the semifinals or something like that? National semifinals. One of the two. It was pretty.
I believe so.
I can't remember when we played them.
I think they're in Super Region. They're either in Super Region 2 or 4 or something like that, I think. But the biggest thing is they're the number 2 scoring offense from last year, only trailing us. We had 47.2 points per game offensively. They had 44.5. So it's going to be, theoretically, offensive slugfest, strictly on paper. Obviously, Central Washington's going to be having changes from next year as people graduate, and obviously, year by year, things change. But, I mean, hypothetically, that's why this game was scheduled. It's going to be a powerhouse of offenses going to be going against each other strategically, and that's going to be a fun opener because, I mean, we always play Findlay, which is, like, appropriate because they're an old rival, but, like, Central Washington's not the same as Findlay. They're a better team than Findlay is. Yeah, so that's going to be really fun to see them out of the gate. I think that's a good thing, too,
to be able to see like how we're going to be able to play against a really good team, because Findlay didn't make the playoffs last year. I think seeing a team that made the playoffs and kind of having that situation where it's going to be able to give us that type of look at it for the season and kind of like the outlook of what we need to work on right away, I think it's going to be really good for us, especially going forward in the rest of the season.
Yeah, especially I think this is perfect for especially week 2. We're going to be going to Lynn Orion, North Carolina, against that team, which that is a ranked good football team. They had an outstanding running back last year. They have a good run scheme. So I think that's going to be that's going to be a really good matchup for us. I mean, that's what we were looking for in week 2. I know it's hard to schedule, and I know Coach Anise said this in the offseason, that it is super hard to get teams to play you after you literally run the table through everybody you played last year, regardless how good they were.
When you what we get 220 to like 60 when we outscored opponents in the playoffs.
Oh my
gosh,
like
that. How
unreal!
Just absolutely insane. But I think it's really good to see that we're going to be able to play a good team right away.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And we got some really good games on schedule. I mean, obviously, Anchorbone's coming back to Top Taggart.
Yes, sir. That one's going to be sick.
That's going to
cannot wait for that one.
Buckle your seatbelts for that one. We got Waldorf for homecoming. We will play the Oilers, but we'll play them in week 4. We'll play at Saginaw Valley. We'll play against Michigan Tech, at Northern, against Davenport, at Wayne, and then it's postseason time. So there's a really good schedule in front of us that I think is going to be really cool. I'm really interested for the Waldorf game. There are definitely not as like high caliber of non-conference opponents you could probably see. They're a really good NAIA team.
Yeah, I was going to say
they're a really good NAIA team. So how would you compare them to a Division II, Division III type of team? I don't know because I haven't seen them. But, I mean, that's just a really, like, the fact that they wanted to come play us on homecoming says something. They're hungry. They want a piece of the national champions from last year. So that's going to be a really fun game. That'll be September 24th on Saturday. I think kickoff's at, I think it's offset, right? 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or something. 3 p.m.
3
Yes,
p.m.
is what the schedule says. That'll be a fun one. But, oh, man, Thursday night. This episode will be
Big
coming
time.
out. It's right around the corner, literally a day from now. Buckle your seatbelts. Let's rock and roll. Rock the top. Wear your black because it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast. Next sport on the docket now, women's sports. Going to swing it on over to soccer. That one's going to be a good game as well. Brandon, why don't you take us into it?
Oh, yeah. Lots of games that have already been played. I know they went and played in Maryville, Missouri already, and they'll have the upcoming home games this weekend. They're going to be playing Ashland on Friday and Walsh on Sunday, a pair of Ohio non-conference opponents for what they're calling the Youth Soccer Weekend, which would be really cool in support of youth soccer around AYSO days. Joe, you remember those?
Dude, I do.
I remember
cooking up some
soccer.
I remember cooking up some kids on the old pitch.
Oh, yeah, the pitch.
Little me scoring some goals,
Yeah, go out there by yourself, listen like you have Martin Tyler in your ear on FIFA.
I remember my first year I did it. I switched from Rocket football to play AYSO, and my dad was my coach because the other coach needed help. He's like, sure, I will. My dad, ever since my brothers went through, so from the 90s to early 2000s, my dad was a football coach, and then he had to switch to soccer. And he's a very no nonsense guy when it comes to coaching. Like if you don't like it, you can get out type thing. Dude, culture shock when it came to ASO. He would single out the kids and parents would say oh, you can't do that. You gotta make sure that they're feeling included. You just the kid's not paying attention. I'm gonna get him out of here. But anyways, Rick Nagy is not a guy who's suited to coach soccer. But
oh man, that sounds like a very, very, very disciplined youth soccer team. I don't think I'd ever think of those words being put together.
We were not. But hopefully the team can stay. Hopefully Ferris can stay disciplined upcoming, especially seeing that we were playing Maryville, lost 2-1. A tough opening to the season. However, we had Northwood. That got postponed. But we're going to be opening up the season with a quick little homestand. 4 games, which is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Especially seeing how we got Ashland Walsh, 2 pretty tough teams. Grand Valley State, the reigning national champions. However, not the reigning GLIAC champions, if anybody need to know about that. And then we got Davenport as well for the GLIAC championship ring ceremony. Put a ring on it.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, this is definitely going to be a fun season, especially we had a lot of really prominent figures on the team end up leaving for graduation. Bree Rogers, we had Pian Nagel as well. Those all moving on to greater and better things. But we got a lot of great players back from last year. Peyton Price will be healthy this year. Isabella Zamborini, who we had transfer from Bellarmine, will be back at the forward position. Nikki May, who is a prominent role in the defense position, she'll be back as well. And, of course, Daria in the net will be back. So those are definitely going to be the leadership positions that you'll look out for. But a lot of up-and-coming freshmen, a lot of great players, a lot of really strong resume players, as I would look at a lot of the bios. But a lot of talent, a great schedule on deck. And, I mean, especially looking at, last year, we had a great season last year, very successful season. But there was a couple games where you were just oh, man, we kind of left a couple on the doorstep, we ended up being able to sweep through the GLIAC. But, it was just a really, I wouldn't call it a weird season, but, there was a lot of times.
We had a lot of hiccups.
Yes. We're 8-1-1, which is fantastic. But I think you look at where this team was and you were like, man, this is a really, really talented team. So there's going to be a little hunger going into this weekend of games because you're going to want to set the tone. And especially people sleeping big time. GLIAC. Did you see where they put us, Joe? 2. They put us at 2. I know
it makes a little bit of sense. Grand Valley did win the whole thing.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
But if you're going off of who won the GLIAC last year,
we beat them.
Tosses up at number 1.
No, that's probably fair that they put them at 2. But we'll get to another sport where they really screwed us here in a minute. But there's still a lot to look forward to this year, and there's going to be a lot of great games. We look at the schedule, and obviously Grand Valley is going to be the big one, September 9th. And there's a lot of other good games, like Saginaw gave us a couple good games last year. Michigan Tech is a very talented team year after year. And so it's really going to be a battle to see who can last till November is really what it's going to be. And then we'll go from there with the GLIAC tournament. and then obviously bids, and that will be in consideration. But very favorable schedule, I would say. A lot of home games out of the deck, so you can be able to really dial it in on your home pitch and then be able to travel and take that skill from there. So it'll be interesting what Coach Henson and that crew does, and especially with a lot of these games that they end up playing all these scrimmages now in the books, you have a look at what your tactic's going to be, what your starting 11's going to look like, who you're going to be swapping in and out substitution-wise. So going to be a really fun year, and it's going to be fun to see them this weekend a little bit and really start to get a sense of where this team is at and hopefully make another round for ring number 2.
Yeah, it's big time. Hopefully we can, because that'll be pretty sick.
That'd
be
really
pretty killer.
Yes. Our defense definitely has the potential to be very good this year. I hope they really put it together, because we've shown we can be offensive firepower. But if we lock down our defense,
game over.
Lock down. So that's going to be so fun to look forward to. I'm looking forward to it. Moving on over to another sport that was happening very soon on the women's side. That being volleyball. Indeed.
I can't wait for volleyball. Volleyball's sick.
It is going to be fun. The team, if you've been paying attention a little bit to the schedule, haven't got up to the greatest start. But
tough.
We're traveling to Washington to play a whole slew of games in the tournament. So jet lag is certainly a consideration there. But I mean, you look at all of these teams that they're playing: Sonoma State, California State, Los Angeles, Western Washington. These are dominant programs. So that's obviously not like the best way to go off of when you're saying, oh, this is how we're going to play in the GLIACs. Like, no. Some of these teams are, frankly, better.
Crazy.
Way better. So you can't really just go off of those games, and especially Coach Brandon Wilhelm knows how this season works. She's done this for so long, over 700 wins now. So you know that she's going to come in with the mindset and their strategic approach to how these first tournaments are going to be played, because obviously you're going to mix it up. You're going to be playing some other players in different sets. You're going to be playing a little bit different tactics. You're going to be trying out some things, because that's what the preseason's for.
Yeah, it's the best part, especially seeing how we have such a young team.
Yes,
we have a lot of like second-year returners, but that's mainly just from people or girls who have been coming in from like the red shirt freshman year. So we do have Zoe Anderson, which is a pretty sick story, but I think just losing with a lot of our players who were very dominant and very consistent in their roles, like Nina, like Katie, like Sam, and Brooke. Seeing that we've lost a lot of those players is leaving a lot of spaces that we have to fill up for. And for some of these players who are a little bit younger, who have to step into those roles sooner than I think what a lot of people will be expecting, it's very interesting to see how we're going to be able to react, especially when we go to this Charger Invitational at Hillsdale against some really good teams. And we got Gannon, Hillsdale, Colorado Mines, and Missouri S&T. Two of those teams were ranked last year. I think 3 of those teams were ranked last year, and Hillsdale's in the top 25 this year, as well as I think Gannon as well. So that's going to be another good test for us before we start conference play upcoming next week on September 9. But it's going to be a pretty solid outlook for this week.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, a lot of those teams mentioned are very talented teams. I know I was able to watch a lot of Hillsdale in that regional last year broadcasting.
Bro, don't even bring that up. I had to sit in those chairs for 12 hours doing stats.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
It was fun for the first 3 hours. I was like, sick. Volleyball, I can watch it for free. And then I was like, dude, this is rough. Because then the worst part, not the worst part, but we also had a hockey game. So, I had to get there
This was the whole slew of 22 games in 4 days deal. If
when
you
we
guys
had
remember
football
that.
playing at the same time, volleyball playing at the same time, basketball playing at the same time, hockey playing at the same time. In that one weekend, and soccer, I think, was playing at the same time. So we had 5 sports going on at once. And I had to be there for, I think, 4 out of the 5 because basketball was at Big Rapids High School. Anyways, as I was saying, my butt hurt really bad from those seats. The worst.
I will say my butt did not hurt, but
however,
that was mostly because your
we
boy
got free
got
food.
COVID.
Yeah, it's true. We
That
did get free
sucked.
food.
So
Shout
We
out
did
Ferris
get free
Athletics
food.
and Steve Brocklebank.
yes,
Hooked us up.
big thanks for them. But that was a very sad time. I was looking forward to that weekend, and then when you get Rona after the first night, I was so upset, and I still feel bad.
Well, the worst part about it was that you were commentating.
Yes,
And then
I
he was
had
like,
to.
nope.
Thankfully, we had shout out to Lucas Philippi from Davenport who filled in for me. Really good, really good favor from him. But that was just a really bad situation because me and Travis were on the roll. We were doing some really good games. We were feeling really good going into day 2. And like we had done 4 games, so it was just like, man, I'm starting to feel really good. I'm really ready for this. And then the next morning, oh no, you're going home. Like, no. Oh yeah, you have to get out. No, you're gonna have to go. I was like, this is so stupid. But anyway, that's behind us. But it's a brand new season. A lot of really fun things. I know you mentioned Zoe Anderson making the transition from basketball to volleyball for her last year, especially play with her sister, Lena, who's a freshman. She'll be at the libero position.
Cool beans,
So
man.
that's a really cool story. You might get a snippet of that in the Torch here soon, just as a little sneak peek.
Yeah, your boy Brandon's doing a little quick feature story.
We're
sneak peek.
We're getting there, so you can get the inside information, guys. That's why you need to subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or Anchor, wherever you listen to podcasts. But Leah Violet back, Olivia Henneman-Dolape back, Claire Nowicki back. So we have a lot, and Kaylee Matt as well, our star-studded setter. So we're going to have a lot of familiar faces from that starting 6. But after that, we got a whole lot that will be very much considered going into these first couple of weeks. So I'm really excited.
Arsenal of players.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see them play.
Yeah, and new uniforms, too. So
and
new uniforms.
Possibly a new stadium.
And
hopefully.
possibly a new arena.
Maybe, possibly.
Hopefully very soon. If not, for sure, next year. For sure.
We ain't going to be here next year, so.
Well, maybe.
A season in, okay, all I'm saying is a full season that you got to play in Wink Arena, not ideal.
Not ideal, but more stadium space.
Again, sorry to throw it back, but the last year, I remember I was sitting next to Michigan Tech parents when we were playing Michigan Tech.
Oh, yeah.
And this girl,
they made the terrible decision to sit right next to Ferris State Statistics and Information.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But this one dad was, like, getting mad because the ball kept, like, going up and, like, kind of, like, through, like, the rafters and would hit off. It's like, we can't do much about it. You know, I mean,
what can you do?
It's like, you can get mad about all you want, but they were getting mad that like the ball was like going through the rafters and like hitting like the ceiling and like the AC and stuff like that. I'm just like, brother, man, you gotta like calm down a little bit. Like, if you would have not hit up that high, you wouldn't have had a problem.
No, that's your own fault.
Like, you gotta play.
What are we supposed to do? Oh yeah,
let
me go get my remote control and bring this up 10 feet.
Let's somehow raise a few milli to be able to make our stadium better so we have more people in there.
Yeah, sorry for
which we did.
Not having.
We got the cap now, but
yeah, they can cry a river about it. I don't care.
Yeah, should have beat us. We had the same thing.
Yeah, take that. We're not used to it either.
That's
We're
right.
used to playing in the basement.
Old guy from Michigan Tech.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be too mean. He's actually a really nice guy.
Joe just absolutely trashing him.
I had a solid conversation with him.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So. But certainly going to be fun. Volleyball on deck very soon, hopefully in the brand new arena. That's sounding like it's going to be super cool. I heard they're putting a video board in there. Ooh.
I heard we're getting video boards in Wink as well.
Is it true?
I think we're getting video boards everywhere.
That's what we've been waiting for. That would be awesome.
Next, we just got to raise the roof on Eoglaven or whatever, however you pronounce it. I've been here 4 years. Can't even pronounce that place right away. Raise the roof, get a better scoreboard, put it in the middle, get full wraparound bowl seating, and get a jumbo, or not a jumbotron, but a scoreboard in the middle. That's all you got to do. And it'll be sick.
It would be sweet.
Sick.
But hockey is on deck here, too. We'll get to that in the winter sport preview, so make sure you subscribe for that. But your boys back on the track.
What's cooking up on the cross-country griddle
Let me tell you what's going on. There's some good stuff cooking right now. We got some really, really good stuff cooking, Joe. I mean, I'm looking at this team, and obviously I'll be as professional, non-biased as I can, but it's hard when I'm here with these. So I will say it. I'm super stoked for both of these teams. I'm really, really loving what we had, especially from camp.
Loving what we're seeing.
Yes, it's so fun to just see how this team has started to grow. We got a lot of the upperclassmen in their final year, and everybody's improved over the summer. Literally everybody. And that's hard to do with a lot of these teams. So we got a really good group of freshmen coming in on both sides. Huge numbers. I want to say it's almost 20 combined of men and women.
Dang.
That's enough to field almost literally a minimal roster. And that's just of freshmen. So we got a loaded roster on both sides. And I'll tell you what, both teams look deep. Both teams look deep, especially on the men's side. We got guys that could be number 2 one week, and they could be number 6 the next week. Like, we are all really, really dialed in to being on that elite level. and running fast. And we'll be certainly interested to see how it goes at Bulldog on September 10th on a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Encourage all those to come out. It's our only home meet, guys. Just come to this one.
I'll come.
Just come to this one. Joe's going to
Your
come.
boy's going to be there.
Everybody else can come too.
Show up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Represent.
But yeah, it's going to be super fun with really the camaraderie that we've seen on both teams. Just the chemistry has already started to flow. A lot of the freshmen are settling in, and
Vibes are high.
Yeah,
Vibes are high.
Vibes are high. Yes.
Vibes are high. Good times are flowing.
I don't think I could have phrased it any better than that. Honestly, vibes are up. Vibes are
Boys
all the
are
way
buzzing.
up.
Team's buzzing.
I wouldn't say that.
Team's not buzzing.
Well, the way that phrase is put, I wouldn't refer to it that way.
That just means you're ready to go.
That's yes.
What are
but
you talking about?
Not the other way. That's what
I feel like that's just the thing. Like I would say I'm just ready to go.
Yes, I know. I
as
know
a
what you're saying.
spectator, I'm
I know.
buzzing.
I know
I'm ready to
other
go.
people are what their reference of buzzing is, and that's not what we're.
I'll tailgate in the khaki parking lot. I will. Don't think I
Oh
won't.
my goodness!
I'll get the dogs and the burgers going.
Oh, please do. You know, Saginaw did that last year for conferences. Not to
Really?
throw slander at them, but they also got fourth. They tailgated for their meet and they got fourth.
I would have tailed. So
Yeah.
tailgating doesn't discriminate.
They're talking about trying to win.
You can be last place.
They're talking about trying to win.
You can be last
They got
place.
fourth.
You can be last place. and
I'd
you can
rather
still
tailgate and get last than tailgate than try to say that we win and they get fourth.
I'd rather just tailgate to tailgate.
Well, but you're that kind of guy though, Joe. You're a tailgating man.
I'm a tailgating guy.
That's true. Come tailgate on the 10th.
516 North Michigan Avenue.
Now the whole world knows your address.
We'll have the burgers rolling.
All right. You're right next to the middle school, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so
We
now
can't be too crazy.
now
'cause
you
then
know
we'll get
exactly
noisy.
where Joe lives. That's really fun.
Whoa.
You're gonna have some
whoa.
fans coming up for autographs on your front door while you guys are in your living room watching ESPN.
Watching sports.
Yeah, you're just gonna have random knocks on the door now.
Happens, I guess.
Hello, we're watching
It's all
Aggies
good. It's all good.
autograph!
I only live there for one more year, and then after that, whoever's living there after me has to deal with that. Then.
Oh yeah, for sure. So it's been super fun, and I think this is going to be a great season. Just with all the resources too. With the cap is like so nice. Literally went into
Place is
after
sick.
our workout today to get ice baths. They're literally top notch.
Place is so cool.
It's just
I've
like
seen the pictures. They're
You-
sick.
yeah, just the pictures. Just wait till you get inside, man.
Brother,
It is
it's
a
gonna
lot
be
of good
sick.
stuff.
Insane.
The weight room has already got squat racks in it. It's got the whole like set of turf to do
Dude.
plyos and stuff on. Like it's legit. And I know like football is getting new meeting rooms in there. Which also we forgot to mention. Shout out to Mr. Bernhardt, Jared Bernhardt.
Jared.
What an absolute dog! Made the Atlanta Falcons 53-man roster. How cool
what
is
a
that?
Resume, eh?
He was a lacrosse
what a
player
resume.
just over a year ago.
Lacrosse
Theoretically,
player,
yes.
National championship for lacrosse. Toraton. Transfer here. Quick little
He was the GLIAC player of the year,
GLIAC
right?
player of the year. National champion.
And this
what
was
was it?
this was at quarterback. This was-
Harlan Hill award nominee.
I think he was he.
I think so.
He might have been.
He was
yeah.
nominated.
I think
he
him
didn't
and
get
Caleb were in that. Yeah,
it. Yeah, he didn't get it though.
yeah.
Homeboy then goes to the NFL.
To be a receiver after being quarterback.
Unfortunately, beats the Lions on the last second throw
Oh
because
my
he muscles his way
gosh, yes.
through. Makes the 50. I don't know. I would kill to be that athletic.
Dude,
Just to be that much of an athlete. To
man,
be that much of a dog.
what a freak. Yeah. So
Dog.
I bring this up because we have one of our guys on our team's a big Falcons fan. So
Dog.
of course when they signed Bernhardt, he was absolutely ecstatic. Shout out to Keith if he's listening.
Dog.
But that was such a fun, like, oh my gosh, that's a typical Lions way to lose. But no other person
know
would
how
I
to
rather
feel.
lose to than that guy.
Speaking of Lions, Hard Knocks is on tonight.
Hard Knocks is on tonight. Holy cow, I got to send my DVR. Oh, wait, we don't have those anymore. But it's on HBO at 10 o'clock.
At 8 on
I'm telling you
HBO.
what, this might be the best Hard Knocks we've ever had.
No bias.
No bias. No, I'm not.
Straight
I'm not
up.
kidding. Like I've watched the Browns ones. I've watched the LA ones from last year. I definitely started getting into it the Buccaneers years when they had like Winston and Deshaun and that.
Mhm.
That was like when I first started like actually like watching Hard Knocks. This might be still the best. Like the
Yeah.
amount of characters, Jamal, Dan, all the other guys.
You got Aiden Hutchinson.
Epic.
You got
Hutch,
you got,
dude, Hutch literally singing Billie Jean might be the
yeah.
greatest
You got
moment of all time.
Rodrigo.
arguably.
You got our offensive and defensive coordinators who are in there as well.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's a good day to be a Detroit fan. I'm telling
It
you
is
what.
a
It's a good
great
day to be in the
day.
state of Michigan.
Well, isn't it? It's
It
a great
really
day
is.
to be on Ferris State campuses.
That's
too.
factual. But I think we'll probably call it right there, Brandon,
I think
for
so.
the episode. Thank you so much for listening, tuning into this one. A crazy amount of stuff is going to be coming to campus these next few weeks, and we can't wait to bring it to you. Thanks again for sticking with us all through summer, not having any content to indulge in. We apologize
I know.
about that.
It's hard.
But sticking with us is why we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Absolutely.
Brandon?
Yeah?
Take care, everybody.